Hi. Okay, my name is Andrea and I'm with Mighty Fit Mama. I did a 3-day cleanse and just kind of wanted you to have an idea of what it was like and essentially, if I recommend it or not. So I kind of went into this cleanse. I'm not a huge cleanse fan, to be honest. I tried one in the past and I didn't really see any results from it. So the cleanse I did was, it was called a 3-day refresh with Beachbody, which is a company that I work with. But my review is completely honest, and you'll see once you get into the meat of it. But basically, okay, so for the 3 days, they give you packets of shakes and fiber to eat throughout the day, and they give you a really easy to follow along schedule. And it comes out to about, they say about 900 calories. So that right there was like, holy cow, I eat anywhere from 16 to 1800 calories a day, so 900 calories, how am I going to really feel satisfied with this? But I had friends that were like, you know what, this is an amazing product, you have to try it. So I did. So essentially I started off, strong, and I went into this already feeling good. I've been working out and being consistent with my nutrition for probably close to 3 months now, so I went into this feeling good. Um, and and so I started, eating the shakes and, doing the everything, trying to do it 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours apart, like it said. But by day one already, I was starving. And I went to bed on day one early because I was like, I don't want to eat anymore. I want to try and stick to this. And so going from 1800 calories to 900 calories, I was afraid it just wasn't going to work for me. And it didn't. I ended up on day two, I was shaking because I was so hungry, but I ended up adding in the morning after my fiber and after still being hungry, after drinking water, I added some eggs and veggies, and that really satisfied me. And it was nice to feel like I was eating, because you don't really chew until you get to about until you get to your lunch and snack. And so, you can eat your fruit separately too to kind of help that out. But basically, I added those eggs and veggies, and I kind of took them away from my snack or something later so that I didn't feel like I was, going overboard. But it definitely helped curb my appetite, and I was no longer shaking. So going through this, I was like, you know what, I don't think it's doing anything for me except for starving me. I just was so hungry. But I just want to encourage you, finish it and see how your body feels, because even though for me I was hungry and I didn't feel like it was a sufficient number of calories, I still learned a lot about myself. I learned, my simple habits of like how I snack a lot on my kids' food. Even though I think I'm eating really healthy, I noticed that I was snacking a lot more than I even knew. It kind of gets you off a plateau. So if you feel like, I've been stuck here for a while, I'm going to do this to kind of get off my plateau, change my body up, mix it up and kind of confuse your body so it has to work and get out of that. And then also, I recommend doing it with a friend, because it does get hard, and you do want to eat. So do it with a friend, because they'll make it a lot easier. And then lastly, one little tip is don't travel, or really, like for me, when I left the house, it was a little bit more challenging. I could smell and see, and I wanted more. So staying home, the 2 days I did stay home was a little bit easier. Okay, so for my body, how did it make me feel? I starved and I was shaking, and until I added that food, I thought, my husband, he was like, oh my gosh, 3 days of my wife being grumpy because I have to eat. If I don't eat, I am just a grumpy mess. And that first night, I was a grumpy mess. But day two, when I substituted and added some more protein and vegetables to it, still tried to keep it clean, no milk, no meat on day two, but I was a lot happier and I wasn't as grumpy. So day three, I did really well until my husband brought home pizza, and I was so hungry and just it threw me off. So I ended up having some pizza to finish off my cleanse, which you'd think, gosh, she just ruined it right there. But it didn't. I still noticed for a couple days after that my body, I could tell my stomach was a lot flatter. My body felt cleaner, and it still does. I still feel the effects of this cleanse. So even though I didn't do it perfectly and I struggled through it, I still feel like my body is like, thank you. Thank you for getting whatever was in there out of there. And people ask, okay, so were you super gassy through it? There was times I was, a little bit more gassy than other times, but I would still do it again, but if you're going from 1,200 calories to 900 calories, this is going to be a lot easier for you. Whereas, for me, I weighed 200 pounds. So to go from, 1,800 calories to 900 calories, that just wasn't sufficient enough for me. So I would add a little bit, maybe more vegetables and protein in the morning so that you'll be satisfied throughout the day and you don't feel like you have to crash at the end of the night. But do it with a friend, because it will be so much easier knowing that if they're going to stick with it, you got to stick with it too. Anyways, so would I still do it and would I still purchase it? I would. And I probably will do it at least once a year, if not a couple times a year, just to make sure my body is nice and clean. But if you hit a plateau, this is another good thing for you to get off that plateau. Or if you feel like you're stuck in your routine, I would totally do it, because it really keeps you accountable, to what you're only supposed to be eating at certain times. And then you notice all the small snacking you started adding throughout your day. So, okay. I hope this helps, and I would love any questions. If you have any questions, you can check out my blog at mightyfitmama.com or join me on Facebook in my Facebook group, Mighty Fit Mama. So I will hopefully hear from you soon, or if you have questions, let me know. Thank you so much. Bye.